be on my wall.
What a friend. What a giant.
2016 was a really unique year for me. One of the really unique things for 2016 was the fact that I became a senior open pro. I have been a traveling professional archer for over 20 years. I have shot professionally for Matthews for the last 17 years. I actually made a top 5 last year in the senior open pro class in Metropolis, Illinois. That was the Matthews sponsored ASA last year. I was very tickled to win that tournament, and going into the World Championships, I was sitting 3rd for Shooter of the Year. On August 1st, while working the tree trimming and landscaping company that I own, we were removing a tree with a crane, and through most unfortunate circumstances, I fell 40 feet. And I'm asked this question all the time. I guess you hit a few limbs on the way down to help break your fall. There was no limbs under me. I fell 40 feet. I broke 7 ribs in 11 places, broke my shoulder blade, punctured my lung twice, and spent 14 days in a trauma center in the hospital in Nashville, North Carolina. I have been involved with tournament archery for over 20 years of my life. And the archery family that I have become just really closely connected with are some of the greatest individuals I have ever met in my life. I'm so thankful and humbled by just the love that was shown through that, through the calls, through emails, through Facebook messages. It was just a very humbling experience to see how loving and kind the archery family is.
Well, Nebraska has been one of the places that I have grown to love. I tell you, I love it more than even hunting Missouri. We always go out early. It seems like the bucks are really, really patternable that time of the year. And it's just been a place that has always proven and shown success. Rush Creek Adventures was an easy choice for me. It was a place that I'd done some research on, and it appeared that it was, providing giant whitetails every year, giant mule deer. So it was definitely a place I looked forward to, and it did not let me down. So when we pulled into camp, Miles pulled out his iPad and started showing us trail camera pictures. And one buck specifically came out. He had double eye guards. He was split, just really, really tall, really heavy. That was a deer I knew we wanted to get in front of if we could. And man, on day 4, he showed up in person and he looked better than even the trail camera pictures. So as these bucks are coming in, I noticed that the wind had died down, thermals were doing some funky stuff. Actually, at one point I felt the wind on the back of my neck, and that's the worst feeling you can ever have. I quickly adjusted my ozonics to make sure I was covered on the front side and waited for these bucks to show up.
Move your hand, move your hand. We got it done. We got it done.
So this just goes to show you that one minor adjustment, like me moving my ozonics unit around, can be the difference between going home with a tag or a great trophy. Nebraska provides again, man. I cannot wait to go back this year. It's a very, very exciting place, and it's one place I will try to go to for the rest of my life.
Your odor is betraying you. It's ruining your hunt, pressuring your property, and killing your opportunities. This year, let nothing stand between you and your best season ever. Deploy a steady stream of odor-destroying molecules every second of every hour of every hunt with Ozonics. Available only at ozonicshunting.com.
So out of all the states that I hunt, Kansas is like my go-to. The probability of seeing a large whitetail is far greater than any other state that I hunt. So I was going to be going out and hunting with Jeremy, and his place has got just an absolute history of producing large whitetail. And on our third day, we ran into an absolute giant. So every time I go out hunting, I always learn something, and I definitely learned quite a few things here. One, I was not ready for where that deer came from. And two, I should have drew when he went behind the tree. But the next day, I was able to get on a pretty good buck. So the morning of the 6th, we go to a different set. The wind had shifted. We had a south wind, so we went around to the north side of the property, went in on the creek bank, jumped in the set. It was a very slow morning, and JT all of a sudden said, "Hey, there's a deer down in the creek." I threw the binoculars up and immediately knew it was a monster.
Is he down? Oh, that dude is wild. Oh, wow. Get you some of that, baby. He's a freaking giant, dude. I thought it was the unicorn. Dude, that's buck. A huge 8. Or no, I thought it was the unicorn 8, but the unicorn's not there. No, that's a 9, a freaking huge 9. But it's not the 9 we're after.
Oh, he's wide, dude.
Yeah,
he is wide. There, we're gonna give him some time. Oh, yeah. We're gonna give him some time.
Look at this footage. I can't.
What an epic hunt. It was awesome. We had some serious encounters, 12 pointers, rattled a 5x6 in, had a nice Booner come in yesterday on me, and I just didn't want to throat shot him and take that shot. And didn't want to stop this deer this morning. In hindsight, Monday morning quarterback, I should have stopped him. But we went in, tracked him, and knew about where he was. He jumped up, went right here to the creek. We knew where he bedded back down. We circled around, and I just stealth bombed it in here on the creek bed. And when I made the corner, he stood up and just put the old Black Eagle arrow right in him. He is an awesome deer. Man, what a hunt. Awesome. Jeremy, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Good work, Bob.
Thank you. You got any history on this deer?
I do. I got 3 years history on this deer. He's a, minimum of 4. I think he's 5. He could be 6. I don't know for sure. But last year he had an extra G4, and this year he lost that G4, and through this little unicorn thing that he broke off, unfortunately. But mature buck. He was on the list.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Cool deal.
Good work,
Well, thank you again.
That's awesome.
One great thing about Kansas is when you mess up on one opportunity, there's another one usually right around the corner, and that's why I'll continue to go back to Kansas.
Anyone who's watched our show very much over the last few years knows that the Hunt Club year after year produces giants. And last year we filmed a buck that would have scored in the low 200s, and this year was going to be in the 230s. So in the spring of last year we found both sheds of this deer 30 yards in front of our tree stand. The deer scores in the right around 206. This deer is completely consuming us, and it's all we have on our mind for this upcoming season. I have caught a tremendous amount of flack for what you're about to see. I've only taken 2 deer of this caliber in my whole archery hunting career, and my mind continues to think, if I pull the trigger, this hunt's over, this year's over. The opportunity of 230+ inch deer is over. That's just something I couldn't live with. Another great attribute about this encounter was the fact that it was further confirmation that ozonics just works. This deer also went completely through our downwind, never checked up, left, and went to the bedding area. I did end up taking a mature buck here at the Hunt Club, but due to the amount of time that we had to tell the story, There was one particular instance that didn't make the final cut, and that particular circumstance didn't end so well for me. Every year I learn a valuable lesson, and this year my lesson was to be sure and lock down your sight. I didn't lock my sight down, which allowed it to move 15 yards, and I shot well over this deer's back. An oversight on my part was the difference between me harvesting this animal and watching him run away. Looking back over the season, we had a lot of great memories, some failures and a lot of success. And going into next year, we're going in with the same mindset we've always had. Whether on the tournament trail or in the field, what matters is what you do in those last few seconds when you come to full draw and it's game time.
Hmm?